All right, so I made $1,000 gross in 2025. But if you add up sourcing, time to package materials, taxes, fees, packaging materials themselves, I'm definitely in the red. It's California sunshine right now. But this year, I'm thinking of opening up my own online store. Now, you got to thank DJ Poke Center for possibly putting the idea in my head that I can do it. I think I can. I've been selling for almost 10 years on eBay and more recently on TCG Player, so I'm very familiar with getting material and shipping it out. But I'm a little nervous. We're at all-time peak high, right? And simultaneously, the mega evolution block people don't seem to be into as much. And like the latest set just dropped, Perfect Order, I believe. And I don't know, people are nitpicking it without even seeing the cards. They don't like the color green all of a sudden, which is funny because Magic the Gathering has their Ninja Turtle set coming out, which I guess, again, nobody likes green anymore. But are we at an all-time high? So is now the time to get into selling where margins are actually really small, right? Like I am not going to get distro probably ever, or if anytime soon, seeing what others say, how difficult it is to get distro online. I've priced out some stuff, but it's possible it's like 10 bucks, $5 a box, not including, if you just have like a one loss package that could blow out like hundreds of dollars, which equates to hundreds of boxes that you might have put the effort into sourcing and selling. So again, it might be one of those things where I run in the red for multiple years, but then like the question, PokeNE, he has his videos as well.
I really hope you share this video with someone who is thinking they're going to get rich selling Pokemon cards, because it is way harder and way worse than you think, and this is why stores charge what they charge.
It's like, do I have the grit and the determination to do it? I'd say yes, but what I'd love to hear from all of you is, in the comments, like, why? Why shouldn't I even bother? Is it a bad time? Should I wait for the, hype to slow down in Pokemon? Do I have to diversify across other products? I mostly know modern Pokemon. I have a history with Magic the Gathering, but I don't really know modern Magic the Gathering. Each different game has a different culture, right? So it's like you have to like double up your knowledge, different places to source from. I don't have a way to source cards, so I have some ideas, but I don't know, if it'll work out. So I think the thing is going for me again is I've been selling online for, well, since eBay almost first launched back in the 90s. And I, do have some connections that I think could, help me test out the waters. And then I have a technical background. So like setting up e-commerce itself is, not something I'm worried about. But, it's not cheap to start a business, but I think I'm into it. So, all right. So yeah, let me know if you've already tried starting your own business online, or you're selling on TCG Player or doing card shows. Card shows is not an area where I think I'd feel comfortable. Half the time, people at card shows, they're having a good time. They're having to engage with like their customer base, but I just don't have the time to sit at a card show all weekend long. I have a family. Also channeling DJ Poke Center. He put out a really good video that I had to watch like 3 times of like why you should not open up your own online e-commerce store, why you should not sell Pokemon specifically. And it's like you can't take vacation or you're losing money, right? There's a potential of losing money, especially if you have to flip product really quick or burn and churn product, if you will. And like vacation is actually really important to me. I'm not in my 20s or 30s anymore. So I'm trying to think of like, okay, how can I balance? Like, I don't think there's margins really to hire employees unless you're doing like super, super large volume. So yeah, a lot of things I'm thinking about, and I'm really excited though. 2026, can I plan this out? Maybe take a few months to really think into it before I dive, but that's not usually how I do things either. I like to dive in head first, but yeah, it's definitely in the honeymoon phase, so it's top of mind. All right, so let's flip. I just walked out of a Target trying to find some Destined Rivals packs that showed up, and there was actually some One Piece hanger packs, which I have not seen One Piece hanger packs, I don't even know, in months. But there's a guy there that, he looked like he was looking for Pokemon, so I said, oh, you're looking for Pokemon? And then he said he was trying to find some for his niece, which I constantly run into that, right? Parents who show up just too late, and we basically know when inventory is there. And I I did take a minute to ask the Target employees if they had some other Pokemon somewhere else, just so maybe that guy could have a chance of getting something. But I don't know. Like I feel I felt genuinely that he was looking for his niece. I kind of was like, "Oh, I wish I just had some on me." All right, that last clip got cut off, so now I'm here in the dark and I have all my lights turned on in the car, so hopefully you can see me. But what I was saying at the end was maybe I should just carry some cards with me so I could just kind of sell them at MSRP to families that I meet when I run into them at stores. It happens to me all the time, but I could use that maybe as a way to give them my business card also and have them check out my, hopefully future e-commerce website. So maybe there's a way I'll find people without having to create videos and do SEO and all the marketing stuff. I don't know. But anyway, I think I want to wrap it up with just goals for 2026. So, of course, like everyone else, I want to be more consistent in putting out video content, hopefully a whole series on creating a store and going through all the trials and tribulations there. We shall see. Other than that, I'm still trying to finish up my Fusion Strike master set, as well as Brilliant Stars. I know we're in the Mega Evolution block and Scarlet and Violet already is over, but I just decided, like, I'll do the set as it comes to me. I also have Crown Zenith and 151. Both those, I'm still trying to feel out the market and see how the prices shake out. Again, I occasionally buy some cards here and there if I'm at a card show or through some Discord groups. But yeah, it's really exciting. I think I'm also really looking forward to just like how the TCG market continues throughout the year. There's new TCGs starting up like almost every month. Riftbound. I even heard what's the Pal World got in trouble for copying Pokemon. I think they're even come out with their own card game. It's wild, but this is like definitely the hype of the market, I feel. So, all right, well, thank you all again. I'm Kirk with Cardboard Nerd, and I appreciate it. Check out the channel, like, subscribe, and put in the comments, do you think we're in the junk wax era, or are we just at the beginning of the next hype as celebrations, the 30th anniversary comes around? All right, love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.